We're here to talk about different clean room devices for your Pharma 4.0, IT/OT efforts that you have going on. Rather than a lot of PowerPoints today, we're going to be going live to a demo room in Karlsruhe, Germany, where Systec Solutions products are manufactured. We'll see them live. We have a couple of people there to help us. So let's get to that as quickly as we can. Just a couple of housekeeping things here. One, let's all do our best not to be distracted. It's hard with everything beeping and all the pop-ups, but we'll do our best. Number two, use the chat. Ask us questions if you want to know something. We have a product expert on the line from Germany, so any question you have, don't hesitate, just put it in there, and we'll try to answer it right here on the spot. Take some notes as you can, and if you would, we have two poll questions. I know everybody feels sometimes a little hesitant about answering a poll question. We all love to see the answers of a poll question, and Captain Obvious here, but if we don't answer them, we don't get to see the results. So please, if you would, put some thought into the poll questions and answer them for everyone. What we're going to go through, the introductions, we'll introduce our speakers here in a second. We're going to go right live to Germany. Then we'll have a little time for some Q&A, so make sure you put your questions in as we're going through it. And then we'll have a little bit on how to get started if you'd like to move forward. Introductions. I am Michael Lohmeyer. I am the General Manager for Hardware Sales at Grantek Solutions. We are a large systems integrator and distributor across all of North America, the US, and Canada. I'm based out of our Chicago office. Our main presenter today will be Philipp Apsel, who is in Karlsruhe. Philipp, are you within camera somewhere?
Yeah, just right here. So hi, everyone. Thanks for joining our webinar today. My name is Philipp Apsel. I'm the sales partner manager of Systec Solutions. So I'm taking care of all our global partners. For the US, for sure, it's Grantek, but we are everywhere in the world, more or less. We have distribution partners. And yeah, just doing some fun stuff like with you guys today. Hope we have a great show. And yeah, Mike, I think you can go on.
Good. We'll do one poll question, and then I'm going to turn it over to Philipp and his camera person in Germany. The one poll question we have: what percentage of your clean room / GMP areas, anywhere from where you're beginning with the ingredients through, let's say, primary packaging, what percentage of those areas would you say still need to have some digital devices deployed? You're planning to get some glass on paper, whether it's LIMS, MES, ERP, batch records. What percentages of those areas in your manufacturing and packaging areas would you say still need to have devices deployed? So if you would take a couple seconds, put an answer in, and then after that, I'm going to turn my camera off, and we're going to go to Philipp in Germany. All right, and well, results still coming in. So a number of you saying between 0 and 25% of your area is still needing devices. That's at 1/3 right now, and 2/3 of the responses are between 51 and 75% of clean room GMP areas still needing digital devices. With that, I'm going to turn it over to Philipp. I'm going to get off camera here and let Philipp just show you the products as they are live right now in Germany.
Well, thank you, Mike. Yeah, in general, we will keep it quite short for you today. I know everybody is busy. It's a Thursday afternoon in the US. It's 8 p.m. in Germany. So I think my camera guy and myself are also happy. Yeah, as soon as we are done with that session. But it's anyway exciting to present you our new demo room. That's really a clean room, which we just opened 2 weeks ago during our Life Science Ready Days. These are our internal conference, what we have here in Karlsruhe with global customers. And we just want to present what we have established now to see our products really in a clean room environment. We have some benches for the gowning process. So special thanks for Daltrup and Huber for our clean room equipment, for our clean room walls itself, with vents, with the lights, as well to Chemnitz for sharing with us the equipment and the workbenches for the clean room. So that's really, you can really feel familiar and see the devices how they really are. Second point is new employees. We just want to get them introduced to what we are doing, what is our daily business, where are our devices located, what is the process to enter clean rooms, to really give them a little bit sensitiveness about what is the clean room all about, to understand the requirements and to get a better feeling for our products. What's new as well with Systec and Solutions? We just established our new US subsidiary in ATEX, North Carolina. That's really interesting for the market in the US. This will really be a service and support hub. So this will help to be closer to our customers, to come faster on site, to have easy repair processes. And that's where we have now our footprint inside the US in the research triangle to be really close to you guys. Today, what is it all about? I only give you a short overview about our product portfolio, but as a heads up, this demo room is really to show you guys the products you're interested in. So if there's something you want to see, something you want to see in detail in this environment, we can always schedule a session. Just let us know. That can be arranged on a short notice. Then I would say, let's start more or less with our devices. I will just maybe go once from the left to the right. That's one of our newest products. We call it a Trolley Slim Lab. Really modular design. So it's designed to have a tablet on top. It can be a Microsoft Surface Pro 10, which is just the newest released one. It can be an iPad. It can be equipped with a scanner. So we have here a wireless charger attached to it. So you really have no exposed cables, what is really always the requirement to have in the clean rooms. So inductive charging here. You can have swaps, Petri dish holder, or whatever you can imagine. So even depending on the size, what you use in your environment, in your lab, this can always be modified according to your needs. As well, we have another shelf. If you need to have a particle counter and move it around during your working process, you can just put it here. As I mentioned, size completely customizable, whatever you need. As well, you can have a charger on that unit on the base. So even if the battery power for the tablet is not sufficient, you can quite easily charge it without unplugging something. Going next to it, that's a 32-inch in-wall screen. So if you have limitations on space in your clean rooms, you can really have the flush mount design. You see there's no bezel. It's really completely flush. You have an on-off button, and the keyboard can always be attached to the wall. The concept, most of you are maybe familiar with it already, but it's really a magnetic mount. So you will not find any screws. The process of installing or replacing the unit is really use 2 suction cups, take it out, put a new one in, seal it one time all around with clean room silicone, and you're good to go. It's really as easy as possible. Downtimes always are money, and we really want to reduce that for you guys. That's another one, just a different size. Interesting fact also about the keyboard. Replacing a keyboard is as easy as possible. So that's a click hinge wall design. It's only one screw what you have to detach. You can slide the keyboard out, put a new one in. Every failure case can be swapped out in 2 minutes. That's really as easy as possible. One of our patented designs. Let's go to the next one, just a mobile solution. Quite a small footprint from the dimensions of the base itself. Battery powered, there are different lithium ion options available. If you operate in 1-shift system and 2-shift system, there will always be possibilities. 16, 18 hours of operation are no issue at all. Again, choice of different style of keyboards. You can have the NIME band reader if you are using NIME or other RFID, NFC smart cards. This can always be integrated in the keyboard, so as easy as possible. Alternatively, if you prefer it to have it on the side, that's as well RFID, NFC, NIME reader. The unit on top is our wave unit, available from 21-inch up to 55-inch. So even dashboards in 55-inch inside the clean room can be realized. 21, 24, 27, 32, and as I mentioned, up to 55-inch. Different CPU configurations from thin client based Celeron units to i5 to i7, really up to your application. The mounting concept, I discussed a bit about the control, the in-wall units, as well on these guys. It's only 4 screws if you want to swap the screen out. As easy as possible. Wi-Fi capability and everything. What's also important to mention, for sure, you can have a cable if you want to charge it, but we also have inductive stations so that you can really get rid of all the cables which are not needed. It's as easy as you can think. You can have several of these charging units in your clean room, and every workstation you go through, you just drive against it. It will automatically start charging, and you will never get run out of battery. Next one, that's another 17-inch as well, a control unit. I will just grab the tablet from here. Tablet can be a mobile unit, but most of the time they are stationary as well. I hope you can see it. We have a so-called docking hinge, has the ability to charge, as well to modify the angle of the tablet. So quite easy, you just slide it in, it's there, you can adjust the angle, and it's permanently charging. So also, if you have a couple ones of these, you can walk around with the tablet, just slide it in, you will never run out of battery, and you can eliminate 1 or 2 maybe fixed stations with just carrying it around. So really as easy as possible. These small guys here, 10-inch, 7-inch modis. I'm sure it's quite hard to see from your perspective, but we have here little dashboards which shows temperature, humidity, pressure. So that's more or less a room status indication. We also developed the software really specifically for that use case, that you can really see parameters inside your room, or for example, batch ID, product, room status, is it clean, is it not clean, so that really everybody is aware what's going on inside these clean rooms. As a little add-on, we also have our life science labels. I'm sure also quite hard for you to see, but you can have similar status indications, product ID, equipment ID. So if you have vessels, something you need to change from time to time, if it's cleaned, not cleaned. These are e-paper based labels. So it really does not consume any battery as long as it's printed on. And you can really have magnetic mount design. So you can really have it on a couple of your equipments inside your clean room. Get rid of paper, just use these ones. If that's interesting for you, just reach out. Our product expert will schedule a session and just provide you with the information what's necessary about that. One highlight for the end of our little demo room equipment tour is that new guy. So during our Life Science Ready Days just 2 weeks ago, we launched our new product series. That's our pilot. The pilot is available in 18.5-inch as well as in 24-inch. It's a complete new design compared to what you know from us before. It's all 316L. You have the same keyboard mount system, so really different styles of keyboards. Touchscreen, you can have the RFID reader attached to the screen or to the keyboard. It's really up to your preference. Different accessories like speaker, like scanners, like RFID readers. That's really all you can imagine, more or less. The surface is also changed. It's the electro-polished, so it's really the surface roughness is as low as you can imagine. That's really for the cleaning purpose. Yeah, it's just great. You don't have any stainless steel, what's unnecessary. It's really great economical design. As well, what's the highlight on that one? We are planning to get the explosion-proof certification for that unit, means zone 222, as well as class 1 with 2. So for the European as well for the US and international market. And if you compare it to other products for the explosion-proof areas, you know, normally they are quite bulky, quite big, quite heavy. That one it's a smaller one. That's the 18.5 inch, and it's roughly 8 to 10 kilograms. So it's really easy compared to everything you know before. And that's really a huge add-on to our product portfolio, because it's, yeah, this design in the explosion-proof area is unique. And the feedback we get from our customers during the Life Science Ready Days was great. And we are happy to offer these units for the clean rooms as well for the explosion-proof area very, very soon. So if there's any interest, if you want to get some more detailed information about these units, just reach out. As I said, we can always use that room. We can have your mounting solutions, YouTubes, whatever you can imagine, present it to you, show you, and that on really short notice. So thanks for your time. If there are any questions, but I think Mike, we will come later to that one, feel free to ask. I'm happy to answer all of them. And I think that's more or less the overview of our new demo room.
Good. I think we're back here. Let me share screen. And there we go. I just want to do a quick review of just kind of some of the higher level specifications, especially around use cases. You know, it's important to know, one for sure, that something is cleanable, but these are, so the technology inside as well as the cleanability on the outside. Inside, you know, they can be anything from just a simple monitor, dumb monitor, to a thin client, low-end CPU like a Celeron. You can go kind of mid-level to a Intel i5. You can go to a very fat client like an i7, 11th gen i7. You can put RAID drives in. You can really build this up to whatever level that you want. So it's really ideal for any type of Pharma 4.0 application that you're putting into a clean room area. But it's good for clean rooms A, B, C, D. Very easy to clean, designed for cleanability. I mean, just on the pH scale from undiluted spore cleanse, it's like 1.9 pH to 40% sodium hydroxide on the other end, which I believe is either a pH of 12 or 13. It really runs a spectrum. Isopropyl alcohol, purified water. You can wash and rinse these with really anything. They're a very functional and hopefully, as you saw, very attractive design, and designed to be, you know, small, minimal, not bulky, as Philip was just saying. And there's a very great touch screen on it, multi-finger touch screen, multiple layers of gloving. Very, very, very useful for someone. And before we jump into this one, I think a question had popped up. Oh, we'll get to that in a sec. So for signage and display, let's kind of just run the gamut Philip was showing. I'll give you the numbers. The smallest device, the Modi, where he was showing like environmental parameters of a room. You're down at a 7-inch or a 10-inch screen. These are the smaller ones. There's a magnetic system that holds them into place, and then you put the pharmaceutical silicon sealant around it, and they're sealed up. Again, they're multi-touch, and this can either be wired with a Cat6 or power over Ethernet. There are a number of ways to install it. But this is at the smaller end of the size, 7-inch to 10-inch. There are a number of keyboards. They're extremely ergonomic, designed for use, very large touch pads. Nice way to turn it off briefly if you're doing cleaning, so you can wet it, put solution on, wipe it dry, and then turn it back on. Same is true for the screens, which is important. They can be operated with up to 3 layers of clean room gloves. There's a glass one, which is like typing on your iPad. One is actually electromechanical. It has a little bit of tactile feedback, so you can feel that while you're doing it. And then you can see how it's mounted. You see a picture in the middle where there's a biometric authentication band. This is by a company called NYMI, NYMI. being read by a near-field communication RFID reader. You can also order that built into the keyboard. If you look here in the very upper left-hand corner, that little orange icon there, that tells you that's where the NFC reader is. So you can have that capability built right into the keyboard as well. If we could do one other poll question, we'd asked earlier how many areas that you had, which means just there are areas that need upgrading. But in focusing that down to the year 2025, do you have areas in your sites and your facilities that you plan to add digital devices in 2025? So if you would just take a second to answer that. Most of us are, depending on your fiscal year, most of us are in our, fourth quarter. We're making our 2025 plans, and just curious how many people are planning to do it in 2025, and let the answers settle. And I think they look settled. And it's split almost 50-50. Yes, planning to put some in for 2025, and 50% saying not planned in 2025. So good. So how would one get started? So if you look at the hardware, I gave some very basic specifications, but screen sizes from the little one at 7 to 10 inch, the other products, as Philip mentioned, can go from a 21-inch screen up to a 55-inch screen. They can be in wall, they can be mobile, they can hang on the wall with swing arms. You can move them around so multiple operators can share them. But what to do really depends on a couple of things. What is the use case? What sort of software you're running? How many people need to interact with it? And does it need to be in one position or moving around? And then understanding the environment and your cleaning protocols are all important to know. And if you have that information gathered and reach out to us, we'd be happy to work with you and show you what some options are. There are just so many to choose from. Whatever software you're using, we see everything from all I need is, web access to I'm interacting with SAP, or, I need a full, fat client for a bigger application. So, put that together and let us know. We'd be happy to talk to you about it. And then work with us, and we would make sure that whatever hardware is selected fits everything from what operations need to accomplish to what quality needs to have in place for their cleaning protocols, and to make sure that IT, manufacturing IT, is happy with the standards that I'll be using and whatever technology stack it is you're going to be working with. That's really it, unless you have some questions. I do have a series of slides in the back. I'm not showing right now, but if you wanted to know tech specs, I have them all here. You have a question, what operating systems can be run? So Windows, obviously, Linux for sure. IGEL, I-G-E-L, it's both a thin client software as well as having an operating system built into it. And we also see, Rockwell Thin Manager. It's not a true OS per se, but you can put Thin Manager on as well as having Windows there with it as well. So those are some of the options there. That usually covers every application. What thin client application packages? Well, I just mentioned Thin Manager and IGEL. So on each of those, Systec Solutions is a Rockwell certified partner, Thin Manager ready. Thin Manager ready means they have sent their products to Rockwell, to what used to be the ACP company. It's now owned by Rockwell down in Atlanta. And there's a group in Atlanta that actually tests these Systec Solutions products. And two things are needed to be officially a Rockwell Thin Manager ready. One, it means it's been tested by Rockwell, but two, the motherboard that would be shipped to a customer has the ACP BIOS built into it. So it is officially a Rockwell Thin Manager approved. And then IGEL is another thin client software package, and IGEL and Systec Solutions are technology partners as well. And while we're discussing technology partners, so is NIMI. NIMI and Systec Solutions work together, which is why there are native readers built into Systec products for the NIMI biometric authentication band. Another question, can the class 1 Div 2 keyboard be mounted separately from the pilot? Yes, it can. Just as on a regular device, you can put the screen and IPC here and the keyboard over there. You can do the same thing for the pilot. Both the integrated IPC and screen are class 1 Div 2 ATEX, and the keyboard is as well.
Mike, just to to add something here. For the explosion, I mean, the pilot in general, that's completely clear. You can go separately with the keyboard and the HMI. For the explosion proof area, the scenario is a bit different. So it's really the combination. The HMI can be there without keyboard, that's right. So that you can just operate with the touchscreen itself. But the certification includes just the whole package, you know, because of cabling and all the stuff. It's the keyboard needs to be combined with the pilot itself. But for clean rooms, you can for sure divide it.
Good. Philip, why don't you take the next one? How long do the batteries last on the mobile unit, the trolley, and how long does it take to recharge them?
Oh, that's a good question. I mean, there are different scenarios for sure. As I mentioned, there are different kinds of lithium-ion batteries. There's a smaller one, and there's also a bigger one. The bigger one is designed for two-shift operations. I just roll in another one. So if you see that big one over here, so 2 screens, most application MES and DCS on one mobile unit, for sure consume small power, but it's really designed that as well the battery can supply this one for 2 shifts with the bigger one, or in a 1-shift pattern if you use the smaller battery. Charging depends a bit. Inductive charging normally takes 1 shift. So if you really operate 2 shifts and you don't work the night shift, then you can just charge it during the night. So 8 hours are more than enough. Doesn't matter if it's by cable or by inductive charging. Both are quite equal speed, so that 1 shift is sufficient to bring it back to full capacity.
Good, good. Let me see. Can you show us how to remove the in-wall unit from the wall? Can you use the suction cup tool on a MODI or control, Philip, or do you have those things fully in place, silicone sealant?
That's a good question. That's something what we definitely can show you, but unfortunately not now. Currently the units are sealed, so they're completely sealed with clean room silicone all around. Then I would need to cut it and use the suction cup to pull it out. But that's something what we can definitely provide. We have an animation where we can show you, or for sure, if you're interested in next time, we can also do it live. Just needs a little bit of preparation time.
Oh, okay, okay. And I've actually seen Philip do it. And you just literally go around the perimeter of your silicone sealant with a knife of some kind, cut it, put the suction cup tool on it, and it pulls the screen right out, and then you disconnect the cable, the power cable, and the Cat6.
Completely correct, yeah.
That is the last question. If anyone else has any other questions, just email them into info@grantek.com. We appreciate the time you spent here. This recording will be up on our YouTube channel again if you want to be able to show the demo room to someone else. Otherwise, unless there's another question, we appreciate the time you've given us and look forward to you reaching out. Thank you, Philip,
for participating.
I know it's late at night in Germany, so thank you.
Yeah, it was a pleasure. Thanks, Mike, and thanks all everybody who participated today.